Well, hello and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht. I am really excited for our show tonight. We have the wonderful Eve Monica.
Hi.
Hello. And also the wonderful Lori Seitz. Sorry. I'm going to say Seitz because it's like one of my other friends, like this other last name. Anyway. And then we have Mimi, the psychic of the OC, dialing in a minute. And I'm just so excited. We're going to talk a little bit about networking and dating and love readings.
I love readings.
I know. Well, you're really good. So, just to give a little bit of background on our guest, Lori, in 2003, she launched Zen Rabbit Baking Company, and introduced the world to the gratitude cookie. In order to build that company, she forced herself to go to networking events and endured many awkward conversations in hopes of meeting clients. Eventually, after spending thousands of dollars and hours, she figured out how to comfortably start conversations with strangers and network efficiently to find clients and referral sources. So welcome. I'm excited, because I think networking is hard, especially if you're an introvert and you're not an extrovert.
Yeah.
And what are the tools to help? Right?
Alcohol.
And that too.
No, I wouldn't.
On that too.
Maybe one drink.
No.
We can talk about
Or
that.
3.
No, but I think that makes a valid point. And Eve is president of Sip with Socialites, a blog on event style and philanthropy. She's also an astute tarot card reader, specializing in the realm of love. And you have so many amazing events coming up too.
Yes, the Barbie party, which is September 8th. We are going to be celebrating the birthday of Jen Heck
40.
and Iana Sedlikova. That's Friday, September 8th. And
Isn't it? But I thought we were doing your birthday too.
I'm a Scorpio.
I was going to say, and she said you're both your birthdays. I was like, what? I didn't know she was August or September. I know. Yeah. It was funny. And then Mimi, are you there, Mimi?
I am. Hi.
Hi, Mimi. How are you?
Hi, everyone.
Good. So I'm going to just give a little bit about your background. Mimi has her phenomenal psychic and medium ability and since she was 7 years old. Hence, she has been helping others with her gifts for over 40 years. Her abilities include the gifts of the clairvoyant, empathetic / intuitive, and clairaudient. Did I say that right? How do you say that last one? Clairaudient? Like botching.
I can barely hear you. What was
No,
that?
that's fine. No, she's a clairvoyant, okay? No,
but that last one means it's like she hears things.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Clairaudient.
Clairaudient. Do you want to know about?
Yeah, I didn't know.
that's
I
what
mean,
you can hear?
it was clearly not. I wasn't saying it properly, but I wanted you to give some clarification on it.
Clairaudience is where you hear, and clairvoyance is where you see like visions, or you see pictures, or you see numbers, or you see different things within your mind's eye. So it's like it's playing out almost like a dream, but it's not something that you're contriving. So it's something that's coming through spirit. And clairaudience is where you'll hear something. You may hear a name. You may hear like a whole story, or you may hear about what's happening. And usually they go together, and then intuition plays right into that.
Wow, that's awesome. So like when you were saying about, because in your bio here, you said you're able to visualize a past or current situation in 3D format as watching a movie, which is awesome. And go ahead.
So if I'm looking at a situation, say there was a situation that was say somebody lost their loved one and wanted to know kind of what has happened. Frequently, Spirit will come in and show me, so I can look and go around that situation anywhere in it. Almost like if you're in, you've got a toggle and you're going around and you can look at different faces or whatever, kind of like in a gaming situation, I guess. And so you can look and I can see like if the person has their back to me, I can go around the front, like see the side, the profile, and the front, and then watch what happens throughout the incident. So if there was an accident or something along that line, or a crime scene or something like that, I can kind of see. In a love situation, I can also see what's going on. So if somebody's wanting to know what's happening with a loved one, oftentimes I'll see a situation, like if they are having problems with their vehicle or they're having problems, and that's why, so they weren't cheating, they were actually dealing with their car, having a flat tire or something like that. Or if it's something where they are having an affair or something like that.
Or a leak in a tire.
or a leak in the tire. Exactly. Yes. You can describe that more.
I love you. But but your special areas of expertise are, like you said, love and romance, but as also careers and business endeavors, making purchases such as home, car, and rekindling family relationships and friendships, which you say all play a role in bringing about significant help and the best successful outcomes for your clients. I think that's very interesting because think about it, it's getting that extra edge in different areas of your business that you may not know what's going on.
Yeah, well, a lot of times I don't know what my client is actually, what they're doing or what they're hoping for. If they're a celebrity, I don't know exactly, like from personal experience, excuse me, I may not know exactly what they really want to do, but I may know them from a show or something, but I may not know what their aspirations are from them telling me. But Spirit will let me know that this is what they want to go toward, or this is what they should go toward, or if what the path that they're on is good, like if they're wanting to become, an actor, or take their acting further, I can tell them, is that, which direction to go in. If they give me a name of a producer or director, I can say that's a good one, that's good. In a love situation, you can say a name or, and I can say, that one needs to be tweaked. Like that may not work. You may want to go in a different direction. I usually get percentages. That's usually what Spirit gives me. If, for instance, someone says a certain name, like I'll just throw one out there, like Spud, I can say, well, I see 45% chance of that working for you, but I see that person being very dominating or very self-centered. That may not work, but Tim over here, that could be a good situation. That's more 90 to 95%, chance of working. And you'll still have problems here and there because that's a relationship,
right.
for you, but you will still be able to work through it and be able to let you know that.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I love it.
I know. So we're going to do a little bit of for a networking side piece first how I'm on relationships. We're going to talk to Lori first, and then we're going to get into our love readings.
Okay.
But I want you to be able to, add, and since I know that you're not here with us, but I know.
In spirit.
In spirit.
In spirit.
In spirit.
And
That's right.
free spirit.
Yes, it's free spirit. I love her. But if you could, just make sure if you have a question for Lori or just want to, give us your advice, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit? I mean, I know I talked a little bit about this episode, but can you talk a little bit about like when you're saying not being maybe a type A personality, type B personality, talking about what kind of advice you would give to those people that are scared to network?
Yeah, well, somebody who's a quiet person could be a type A. It doesn't necessarily, it's not defined along those lines, but it's, I actually don't like to use the term introvert because there's so much baggage around introvert, extrovert. What do they mean? So I talk about helping quiet people.
That's good. Yeah.
And I think anybody who is a quiet person can raise their hand and say, yes, that's definitely me. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of recognizing, first of all, that there are advantages in terms of networking for quiet people. Like quiet people have strengths that help them in networking that they might not even realize. And the second thing is that you don't have to be someone you're not. You don't have to become really outgoing and gregarious, and that's not who you are. So don't try to be like that, and don't feel like you have to be that in order to succeed at networking.
Yeah. No, I like that. No, it's true because, when you're thinking about, referral in business or in dating, and you're at these networking events, and like I said, it's not always about introverts, right? But people will position it as like, oh, well, they're, they don't like to network because they're quiet or they're introverted. Mm. But like you said, you make a very valid point. They don't all necessarily have to be that way.
Right. I think a lot of times the term introvert, people are thinking of somebody who's like a hermit, who doesn't like to leave the house, who just doesn't want to, antisocial, doesn't like talking to people, and that's not the case. If you are just shy or you feel intimidated around a large crowd, or you don't know how to walk into a room and talk to people that you don't know and start a conversation, you can overcome those things. It's not like it's something you can't learn.
Right. Well, can you give us some tips on that? For some tips for the quiet people out there when they go into a networking event, maybe for the first time, and they don't even know a person there.
Yeah, so there's a few things. I look at networking as kind of a 3-part process, if you will. So you have the part that you do before you get to an event, and then what you do when you're at the event, and then there's the part that comes in the follow-up after an event. So before you go to an event, for example, you could find out, a lot of events list people who have signed up ahead of time. So you can go and find out who else is going and do a little reconnaissance on them and see if there's someone specific that you want to meet, and even reach out to them before the event.
Right.
And just say, hey, I see you're going to this event. I'm going too. I look forward to meeting you. So you kind of make a connection before you even get there. And then when you get there, you're walking in looking for someone specific and you have something to say.
Right. And then also looking at part of the companies that are going, would this be a good fit for me? Can I provide value to this person? Right. I mean, if they give you the list, do your research, because you're just walking in and saying, and especially a lot of people, like, you may know someone, say, I'm trying to meet these 2 people because I think my business can help their business. And obviously getting a referral through that. So I was kind of telling is obviously better if you can introduce them that way.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I recommend is get there early, because that way you're almost putting yourself in the position of being the host. Not really, but kind of. You're there so you can be at the beginning of conversations instead of walking into a room full of people who are already standing around talking, and now you have to break into a conversation of a group.
Oh, that's a really good idea. That's really good.
Yeah. Plus, you can ask the event host or the person who's running the event to introduce you to people. When you get there early, they can.
Yeah. Say, I don't know anyone. To do that. Like, can you introduce me to somebody?
Yeah. People. I don't want to say they take pity. That's not necessarily it, but people are very kind. And the other thing I was going to say is that a lot of the people who look so confident in those networking situations feel the same way you do inside. They can't necessarily tell that you're so terrified, and you can't see it in them, but
yeah, they're scared.
Yeah.
What do you think some tips are, when you're going in?
I think when you want to make new friends, I think that there are things about you, if you are shy or timid, that you should change some things. I mean, it's hard to make friends when you're shy. So I would say maybe boost yourself up and say, like, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to be friendly, I'm going to make some friends today. I think that would be helpful. And going in early, like, I go to a lot of events. I mean, I tend to be on the later side, but I have organized several events. And when you go early, it is sort of awkward. And I'm thinking, if I had an event and I'm just getting my last minute things together, if I see someone and they come up to me and they say, can you introduce me to somebody, I probably will connect them to, like, the best person in there at the point, at that moment. But I would say, like, the meat of everybody, I mean, like, that's typically when all the good people come. And the people that normally come earlier don't stay later. And I would say the best people are there later. Like the meat of everyone. So I have noticed that when people come early, they don't stay late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then they miss all the good people.
So what would you say the best times to have an event are? Like, is it is it a happy hour event? Is it when you're putting on different events?
I mean, I've done several events. I don't think that there's, like, a better time. I think it's on planning.
Okay. And getting the word out there.
Yeah, getting the word out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends, I would imagine, on what the event is and what the purpose of it is, as far as what time would be the best time to have it.
Yeah.
In terms of a breakfast or a lunch or an after hour. Yeah.
I think it's just hard, like, especially, when I know a lot of people do breakfasts and they do really early breakfasts, and I can't go to any of those.
I don't.
I can't go. I mean, I've got kids, and I'm, it's 7:00 in the morning. I'm not getting up at 5, and then you got to get a sitter. So I love it when people actually have more lunch networking events, because most people
brunch.
A brunch, yes, or brunch. But that way, you can actually spend time with them. Right. And, I mean, the night events are fine, but it's just, especially with kids and during the week. And then if there's, events, if they're in sports, it just gets difficult. You want to go, but then you get to the other side, like, oh man, they're gonna be so mad I didn't see this, right? but I wish more people did more events, for lunch, like lunch and learns.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a group. They have some interesting events. I think they're called Washington Women.
Okay.
There's a couple other ones where they have a couple professionals.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of associations do lunch and learns.
Yeah.
It's difficult, especially in our area, because people could be coming from all different places. They could be
and
an
the
hour
traffic
away.
is not very friendly.
So a lunch could take 4 hours to get there.
But that's fine, because at least you're not having to deal, because kids are still in school. Right,
Wow.
and so
again, it depends on your personal circumstances.
Right. No, that's fine. I know. But all right, so we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to talk a little bit more about one more networking question, because I have one question I want to ask, and then we're going to get into the readings with everybody. So I can't wait. So, all right, we'll be right back.
Perfect.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Dating Advisory Board. I'm your host, Jen Hecht. We got Lori here and Eve and Mimi on the line. So I'm going to come back to I'm going to end with one of the last questions for some of the networking and relationship business and dating referral no-nos. But I want to get into some of the love readings.
Our favorite topic.
Favorite topic. Okay.
Every woman's favorite topic.
That's right. I know. What? So
Jen?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jen, do you mind if I just wanted to interject something, because I completely agree with what Eve was saying about sometimes we do have to step out of our comfort zone. One thing that I've gotten a lot during my readings, my love readings, is I will tell somebody, I can say that you're going to meet somebody if you're out and about, like if you go to social events that you're invited to and things like that. However, the nice thing about readings and the bad thing about readings is I can give you a reading and say you're going to meet somebody, or yes, this could work out, but if you don't show up for it, like you don't go out, you just stay at home, you're only going to meet the pizza delivery guy. You're not going to meet anybody out there because you're staying at home.
That is true.
So that's the biggest thing. The other thing is when you're out with your girlfriends, it's important to walk up to the bar or to, excuse yourself and walk outside for a moment, come back in, smile and give eye contact to anybody that, whether or not you're attracted or not, just be smiling and getting eye contact, because you never know who's watching. It's usually the person that's sitting off to the side that can see you. Yes. So that would be my thing. And you have to step out of it. If you don't want to meet anybody, then don't give the eye contact and smile, but you do need to do that if that's what you're wanting to do. So
right, I think
you have to step out of the comfort zone. I agree with Eve. You've got to step out somewhat, and that goes in business as well as it goes in business as well as love. So.
Right, because you got to get off your phone because everyone's always on their phone.
Yeah, everyone's always on
Yeah.
their phone,
Right.
right?
And you're
Right,
missing
right.
opportunities.
Well, that's the whole reason why networking in person is so important. Everything cannot be
Yeah.
done with the face in the phone.
Right.
Yes.
No, you got to meet.
That's true.
It's true. I mean, you gotta meet up. So, so let's talk a little bit, because I want to ask Eve a couple. Like we were talking about, like matches, right? So when we get in before, like if you're looking for someone, we talk about signs, right? And what signs work best. So let's do a little couple rundown because I know, I mean, there's maybe one person watching this that doesn't know horoscopes, right? That no one doesn't know. But like, so for me, like, so example, like I'm a Virgo. What are some of my best matches?
For Virgo, your best matches are the other two earth signs because they provide stability
Okay.
and security. And that's what every earth sign wants. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay? And then the second tier, which are the water signs that add like an emotional element, are Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer.
Ooh.
Now, those all work well together. However, Pisces is your opposite, so opposites attract. So there may be times where you don't see eye to eye at all, but that provides some of the attraction as well because you don't want to be too much alike because then there's nothing really there. There's like, it's like blah.
Yeah. It's like blah.
Yeah.
You get
like
bored and you're like, you're done.
But then also for Jen, because I know this about her, she's a Virgo with the rising Sagittarius, that also works with your rising sign, and I know hers is Sagittarius, so that opens a door for Gemini too.
Right. Yeah. I know all of them well.
Yeah.
My mom is a Gemini.
Yeah.
All of them. Anyway, and I digress. So, all right, well, let's get into the questions. So, Eve, you want to go first for Mimi?
Oh, yes, Mimi. Hi.
Hi.
So, I know you're not really into astrology, but in October, I have my Jupiter return. And from what I hear during that period, it's a great time to get engaged or married. It lasts like a year and a month. Do you see me getting engaged from October 2017 to November 2018?
I see you engaged.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to preface it with this because I see it always depends on, in this case, it will depend on if you want to follow through with it.
Okay.
So I can see you engaged, and I can see you planning the wedding like fervently planning like the fall of 2018 if you decide to go through with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and this would be a
that
good
works.
match for you. I just don't know that you'll want to follow through with that.
Okay.
You'll have a lot of options, I think.
Good. I like that even
Yes.
better.
She's got options.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some competition.
Some competition,
competition.
exactly.
That's right.
Line
Gotta
'em up.
put-
Yeah.
Line them up.
Highest bidder. No.
That's what I say. These people, you got something. I don't know. I can't remember this guy's name. He's really, he's got like millions of followers, and he came up and he has these like 2-minute instructional videos about guys like, and girls, and what like 5 things why like dating a single mom is good, and I'll find it. Something Jackson's.
Oh, I thought you meant your son. I was
No,
like,
yeah, Jackson. My
Jackson
5-year-old.
find that.
Yeah, he's scrolling. No. But he talks about this. Be careful. And he gives like instructions and say, make sure you're aware, because if you have somebody good that you like and you attract, like nothing's ever perfect. There's no perfect timing in business.
Right.
There's no
Right.
perfect timing in relationships. I mean, I think people will come into your life when stuff's difficult, when stuff's hard. I
Yes.
think that's better.
Yes.
Right, Mimi? Because it's like, life isn't rosy. It's not like, okay, when I get X, Y, and Z figured out that, okay, now I can do this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not how
yeah,
it works. That's not how it works,
Right.
people. And I just,
No.
it boggles my mind. Like, I'll talk to friends who are like, oh, no, like, I like this girl, but, I don't have, I'm really busy right now. I can't really focus. Okay, well, you know what? Like, she's probably talking to somebody else.
Right.
Don't be upset. And, and
Right.
she's...
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say one more thing about that Jupiter return. It happens for every sign, every 12 years. But what is so important about that period, because it's so auspicious, is that you don't waste it with someone who's already taken or not available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
You
Does
had
that include
yours last year.
also
Oh, you
having-
too, Mimi.
Does it also include,
You had yours.
I had mine last year.
Like not having. Okay.
Right. Okay. So, well, then what does that mean? So that's over?
Yes, because now we're in Libra, and then Scorpio starts in October.
Oh, man. If I would have known that.
Yours is over
Dang
last
it.
September.
Last September. Wow. I just didn't date anybody then. No, it doesn't even matter. Anyway, so I digress. Okay. All right, Lori, you go.
Oh, I've been married forever. So my question is, what do you see for my friend Christine?
Do I see? I just missed that.
I was saying that I've been married forever. So I'm going to ask a question on behalf of my friend Christine. What do you see for her in terms of dating and relationships?
For Christine, let's see. I think she's very picky is what I'm getting. She's been very picky about things, and I understand that because she's gone through a lot of hurt. Does that resonate?
Yeah,
We've all
sure.
gone through things, but that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
That she's very particular, and she happens to be one of the people I was referring to when I said you've got to get away from your girlfriends, just even if it's to go to the restroom, go up to the bar, or go to, pretend you're making a quick phone call outside. You don't have to go all the way outside, but go to the lobby of a restaurant or something so that you're more approachable. And also smile when you're sitting with your friends or you're out with people, and smile at everybody and give eye contact. That's what she needs to do, because she's basically closing herself off. When she's out with her friends. She's totally engulfed in the conversation with them. And the ones that come up and push their way through, very seldom are the ones that you want as far as a life partner. So
it's usually they're like, oh, I don't care, I have nothing to lose.
Right?
Yeah.
So basically what she needs to do, she needs to, because she's just meeting like the pizza delivery guy, or she's just out with her friends and she feels like there are no guys out there, but there are men out there. She's just not, she needs to smile more, give eye contact, even if she's not interested. Because again, you don't know who's looking from the side. You don't know who else is going to see you, and then feel like you're approachable. Then you feel, then they feel like you're approachable. So I feel like it's up to her. I don't see somebody necessarily in her future unless she makes that choice. Does that make sense?
Yes. I will share that information with her.
Okay. Yeah, get out.
But otherwise, yes, I see two people that could come in if she starts doing that.
Okay.
Two compatible people.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Put yourself out there.
3 to 4 months.
Ooh.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true, though. You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and we talk a lot about this. If you don't send that email to that potential client, or, say hi to that guy or girl, it's literally 2 letters, people. Just say hi. Like, what's the worst thing they can do? Nothing.
Right.
But what if they say hi back? And then say something funny, like, oh, and the guy this is very simple. Like, you can start a conversation in a Starbucks line, put the phones down, and just look at their bracelet, like, you get props, you say, like, I like your Wonder Woman bracelet, right? Or just something but I'm just saying, it's just a small example of,
but
like,
if you're
noticing
shy,
something.
If you're shy, you don't have to initiate anything but a smile and eye contact. There's a reason why they have testosterone. They have that ability to come up. So I still feel like guys can reach out and they can come forward and say hi to you. But I do think giving them, like, where they can see that you're approachable and that you're interested in meeting new people by just smiling, giving eye contact. And if that person you're not interested in comes up to you, say, oh, I was just, visiting with my friends, and be very, polite about it, because again, you don't know who's watching, but you should be polite anyway, and then just turn around and wait for the right person to come forward. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen the first time you do this, but it will get easier and get more comfortable. And again, if you have a closed sign for a while, that's okay too. Everybody goes through that. You get tired of dating and you get tired of all of that. But this is what really opens up that door.
I think you make a good point is, people get frustrated and they're like, oh, I met someone and it didn't work out or whatever. And they're so upset about it because they're so afraid of having to go back and dip the toe in the pond. Right? Like, here we go. I got to have to tell the same story over and over, blah, 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 blah. But when you just say no, if you look at it from a different area, like look at a business, you wouldn't say, I'm just not going to look for prospects anymore. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to look for a client. Right. Just change your mindset a little bit and think to yourself, I'm just going to go out and just learn about that person, like what their story is, and not have any expectations whatsoever. I mean, I've had to have like a major shift, so I'm just like, that's fine. I'll just, just get to know someone from that kind of level. Like, don't put all this pressure on yourself.
Well, it helps also if the person you're meeting is interesting too.
Is to go on and have, say just, the dating sites can be really, people can get very worried about that. It doesn't mean you're going to get married to one of them. It just means that it's another avenue to put yourself out there. Be accurate and up to date with your pictures, things like that. But then once you do that, it gives you a little bit of a boost when different guys are liking you. So it helps boost confidence for those people that Lori was referring to that may have a hard time wanting to get out there and network. And so they don't have to date them, but it's a good ego boost. So when they're out with their girlfriends, they can smile and look around without feeling, you don't have to look around like you're scoping out the place. You can literally just look forward and maybe see one or two people and smile and give eye contact if they give eye contact to you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying scope out the place and look like you're, a predator, trying to find a person.
Watch the hands.
I have a couple friends like that. They're just like, you go out and they're not even like, you're talking to them, but their eyes are everywhere. They don't know what you're saying.
They're not focused.
Yeah. They're just looking for dudes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do it it needs to be nonchalant. It's mostly just so people find you. Don't look off into space forever. Just look around once in a while and smile and give eye contact. Like if you turn and look at somebody, but I totally agree with that. That would be the opposite. That would be like going too far.
Yeah.
And that's more of a predator move.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit like just simply being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. I definitely think Mimi's right. There's also like a balance, like a healthy balance, engaging with your friends, also engaging with your environment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all starts with a reflection in the mirror. Make sure your reflection's on point before you start swiping right? Because you don't want to have, don't want to walk.
And actually just looking at people and looking around and smiling, it's not predator behavior. It's when, like what Eve said, you're not engaging with the people that you're with at all. That wouldn't be good either. But the ones that are shy are the ones I'm referring to that won't smile, and they won't smile unless the guy.
That's how I am. I don't talk to anybody when I'm out.
And then if they do smile, then when they see somebody that they're attracted to, oftentimes they're shy and they look away.
Right.
So if you're smiling at like.
You would not know this, but I do that.
Meal, it would be fine.
I am a victim of it. I do have it, like, if I'm by myself and I don't have, like, my shield, like, I'm, like, in the phone looking, and, like, these people stare, like in the gym. I'm like, well, what are these people looking at? Like, I'm just working on my fitness.
That's a little bit different. I mean, you're at the gym. You have a purpose.
I mean, but I'm like, it was more than aggressively. And so then I'm like, I'm focused on my fitness right now, and I'm sweaty.
I hate when people talk to me in the gym because you're sweaty, you don't smell good.
Yeah, like, this isn't, like, what I'm going for today.
Yes, right.
Although I will
But
say,
I've heard of people meeting that way.
Yeah,
I was
too.
gonna say
I
that
don't like
is
people
exactly
talking to me at the gym though. But I know a lot of people meet that way.
well, that's how I met my husband, actually.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, it's different.
It can work out, but it doesn't
does.
always mean. It just keeps you open, even if you're walking through Home Goods. Be open to smiling at people because you never know if somebody's end up buying a candle for his mom or, for a present or. You know what I mean? You just don't know. So it's just basically being a little bit more open if you're wanting to meet people. If you're not wanting to, then stay on your phone, do that kind of thing. I get that too. I'm a Virgo. I get it.
It's up to you.
If you want to close that down, you can.
Well, I will tell you something that happened to me at the gym, because I was about 5 minutes into my work, maybe 10. I don't know, about 10 minutes in, and my earbuds lost battery. And I was like, I have 2 options right now. I can take off my earbuds, right, that I have, or I can just put them back in the locker, or I could keep them on so I can just pretend that I'm listening.
I've done that.
So which one do you think I did?
Pretended.
I pretended.
B, yeah.
I was like, because I'm like, oh, God, I opened the vortex.
Yeah.
Oh, can I go in with you? No. I'll be 2 minutes. No. But it's interesting. Okay, well, all right. So I'm gonna have my friend Megan. She's got a question, and then I will do one. I gotta figure out.
Okay.
Put her on speaker. No, it's fine. She's just gonna ask one question.
Hello.
Say hi to the world, Megan.
Hi, world. How are we?
We're good.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, guys.
Hey, okay, so I got Mimi here. So what is your question? What do you want to know in the realm of love?
Okay, in the realm of love, am I ever going to get married?
You could, but I think what's happening is you're meeting people when they're actually coming either out of something or they're just wanting to have fun. I don't know if that resonates with you, but that's what I'm getting. So you absolutely can.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so I think it's almost like, I think there was a time when you got out of a relationship that you were doing that almost, it was a subconscious thing. You were doing it so that you didn't want to get married, you didn't want to get married, or you didn't want to get in a serious relationship. But now that you want to, you're kind of in that, kind of stuck in that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that actually sounds 100% accurate.
Okay.
And I know her, so I know the
think that you
story.
can, but I think what needs to happen. I think
Say that
you
again.
can, but
You're
I think what
breaking up
needs to
just a
happen.
little bit.
I'm sorry. What was that?
You're breaking up just a little bit.
It's probably my phone. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Can
just
you
a
hear me
little
okay?
clouded, but go
Okay.
right ahead.
So go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that everything that you're saying is probably accurate. You kind of create your own, energy,
Okay.
and then it kind of
And it's
perpetuates
not-
itself.
It's not to put the blame on you at all, Megan. It's really just to let you know that if you want that to change, you absolutely can. But again, getting out of your comfort zone a little bit and going out with somebody that is a little calmer, because I think you tend to go for the ones that are right, that are a little bit more.
Yes.
They're so outgoing, they're almost boisterous. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yes.
So I have a question for
And
her. I want her.
Yeah.
How is she going to find these guys? Like, what should she do to find this husband?
Absolutely.
I got some good
Okay.
ones.
Basically, they're out there, but you're one of the people that would need to start smiling and getting eye contact when you're just out to eat or you're at a social, like a party, where it's a mixed group of people. When you are out shopping, that kind of thing. Just making yourself more approachable. Literally, even if you're smiling at another woman that you're, that you're talking to, it just makes you more approachable. You don't have to smile always at a man. It can just be everybody. But don't worry about who you're smiling at. Don't worry about that. Oh gosh, people are going to get the wrong idea. Some guy's going to think I like him. You can deal with that when and if that happens. But it's going to make you more approachable for that quieter guy, because I think you'll be happier with a quieter person. I kind of see, and astrology is really an Eve's. That's really Eve's forte. But I wanted to say, I don't know if you're going to end up with a Taurus, but it's going to be pretty earthy, is what I see.
You need it, sister.
Oh, wait, what's her sign?
Yeah,
she's
you
a
need
Leo.
someone a little bit more
Leo,
earthy.
okay.
And it doesn't mean they're going to be super quiet and act like they're not going to be like a rock where they don't, talk or do anything. But they're going to be very, somewhat different than what you're used to. It's similar body style and things that you like, but not may not be everything that you normally. If you had to put a checklist down and you said, God, this is what I want, you may not get everything, but you're going to find that this person. I see more of a stocky build and which I think you like, but I just also see where he's just calmer. He's gone through a lot. He doesn't play games. Not to say that he never will play games, but he doesn't play games. And he just is a person that would come up to you if he saw that he's looking for a nice person, and you are a nice person. All of you ladies are nice. It's just a matter of they don't always see it if we're talking with their girlfriends nonstop, and they also don't want the one that's being a predator looking at, scoping out the joint either. They think that girl wants just to meet the cutest guy or whatever. Okay?
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
If you
Meg.
do that, Megan, I see there's a 95% chance you'll end up with somebody within at least dating this person, starting off dating within the next 6 to 7 months.
Oh my God. I'm marking you down, young lady.
Write that down on the calendar. Yeah, get out there,
And this
sister.
Yes.
No, I'm
Yes.
taking all your advice. I'm listening, and I'm going to do it. So.
All right, and I'll hold you accountable. Oh, that's another thing, accountability. Have your tribe keep you accountable. I'm telling you.
Okay.
There you
I'm
go.
saying.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks, honey.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Have fun.
All right, love you.
Bye.
She's She's so funny. All right. You think I should ask it?
Yes, ask. Jen has a question.
Okay.
Because I mean, you all know. I mean, you know how I feel about this. So I just think I'd be interested to see the answer, because this is not one of the things that I want to do again. But
Out of curiosity,
I asked Eve. I said, or Eve said, she's like, why don't you ask if you're going to get married again? So let's ask that.
If you're going to get married again?
Yes.
Okay.
Or she actually said how many times.
Well, I said, let's ask if you're going to get remarried at some point, and then let's ask how many times.
And learn my lesson.
Are you asking Eve or me?
I'm asking you.
Yeah. I
circle
helped
my
her think
question.
of the question.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I see is it's very similar. Again, it's going to be your decision at the end of the day. I think that you get involved with people that are slow to make moves, but once they do, usually they come around and they want more of a serious relationship. I think somebody's going to want to put a ring on it because of the fact eventually, because of the fact that they will realize that you're the one at that point. Does that make sense?
Okay. Wow. That's interesting.
Wow, I have goosebumps.
That's crazy.
And just one more
I'm,
for
like,
Jen, or how many?
I'm starting to sweat.
Just
Anxiety
one
is
more. Just one more for Jen, or how many?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one more.
All right, which one? What?
Just. She said just one.
Okay. Oh, are you gonna
For
ask?
you, I already asked
Oh,
for you.
okay. One. Oh, okay.
Just one more.
All right, one more.
And then how about? I meant like one more husband, not one more.
Oh
question.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how many times am I going to be married if I get married again? Is that it?
Mimi.
Are you
I
there?
had some problems with my phone. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said. So is I'm only going to if I do end up getting married, is that going to be the only one, or is there going to be multiple?
Just one more.
Are you going to be like Elizabeth Taylor? No.
Yeah, or Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
No. Only because I think that this time it will be somebody that you actually want to be with. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be going. I think it'll be something that will be moved into slowly, and I think it would be a few years, 2 to 3 years down the road at least.
Oh wow.
And it may even be due to medical, because not that there will be a medical issue, but you may do it partly, the person and you may do it partly because then you can be the one that finds things, if there's a medical thing, that kind of thing. Even though you're young, it would be something, it would almost be something like that. Not because you're not devoted to each other, you are, but both of you won't want, you're both a little bit nervous about getting the paper out, because the paper, every time the paper comes for you two, you feel like that's going to change the relationship. That's how both of you will feel.
Wait,
Jen.
what? I'm lost. The paper.
Okay, so
the
just
paper,
for the power of
when you sign the
attorney.
paper
For a power of
getting
attorney.
married, when you get the certificate and then you sign it after you're married, it's a document. It's a legal document. And I think that part of it, the paper part of it, is the part that's going to bother you. You'll already be devoted to each other completely. It's more just making it a formality, and both of you might be a little nervous to do that.
But it's not because one of them has a health issue.
No, I said
okay.
that earlier.
Yeah.
No,
I was
it's
like,
nothing
what?
that.
I am changing my ways.
Jen and I are sitting here like,
What?
I think that would be something that you would look at. No, that's what I was saying earlier. It's like, it's not for a medical thing at this point. It
Like
would
a
be
power,
when
I
you're
see
older,
what
you
you're saying.
make those
Something
choices.
happened. I got you.
Okay.
Right, okay.
yeah, that's cool. Oh, I have one
But
more.
it will be
I have one
almost more business. It'll be more business than that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you already are devoted to each other. It will be more just following through
Schematics.
for that reason. Okay?
I have one more, Mimi.
Okay, go ahead.
How many marriages you see for me? Just one?
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's
again,
boring.
if you choose to
boring.
like
That was boring.
what's that?
I said that was boring, Mimi.
I wasn't. You want fun? Sorry.
Oh my God, I love
Take
it.
that up in spirit. Take that up in spirit.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. Well, I just had a kind of random question, since we only have a few more minutes. But
Okay.
when you talk about and this is different soulmates, right? Like when you meet other people. Like I know my girlfriends, that you meet certain people.
Yeah.
And you are just like oh my, like you are right up in their face. Like I swear, I talked to my best friend Gabriella. We are here and here. You know, like ever since I first met her, like you just want to be in their space. You know, like their energy, and it's like, man, like I've known you forever.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like I've like known you for the past. I mean, and so I mean, what do you have to say about that? And, you know, you too. Like I mean, is that past lives or how does that
Let's see what Mimi has to say.
Yeah. Like when they say soulmates, like I think it was you or somebody said you can have more than one.
Yeah, I said that. You
that.
can have more than one soulmate.
Can. Yeah, and I said the same thing. You can have more than one soulmate for sure. But it's so that's why when people think, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to be with this person because what if I have another one come in? What if it's not the right person? Oh. And the thing is, you can have more than one, and that's because we've had past lives, and so we can end up meeting up with somebody else. And or if you've made a choice to get out of a relationship with somebody and you miss that person, you wish you had not made that choice, it's okay. I mean, there will be other people. Mm-hmm. So, and I think it's because of, I think it's been made that way. What I'm getting from Spirit is that it's been, ordained that way, so to speak, because we do make different choices. We're human. We do make different choices, and that way we're not just necessarily alone forever. If you have one person and he's in India and you're in California, it's going to be a little hard. It's so you may not meet up, and so I think that's why it's done that way. Because people make choices. At the end of the day, you have free will.
Right. Free will. That's right.
And a soulmate is not necessarily the person you're going to spend your life with. It's possible, but it's not like, this is my soulmate and now we're going to ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. Sometimes soulmates come and teach you things.
Soulmate can be a girlfriend.
Yeah, it can be a girlfriend, a child, a parent.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are out of time. I cannot believe how fast this hour flew. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome. So how does everybody get in touch with you? So, Lori, how do people get in touch with you?
Well, they can find all kinds of information about networking for quiet people at zenrabbit.com.
Awesome. Yay. Eve?
You can find me at sipwithsocialites.com or lovereadingsbyeve.com.
Right. And Mimi, how can people get a hold of you?
I'm on IG, and I'm right now my website's down, but I am at Mimi the Psychic of OC, and it's basically, you can also get me at 844-750-MIMI, M-I-M-I.
Yeah, and we'll have your information, everyone's information up on the show at the very end, too, that we'll be scrolling. So I just want to thank you guys so much for being on the show. That's interesting. I mean, y'all gave me about a heart attack. I'm sweating. I'm like, no. Anyway, but thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks for being on.
Bye.
All right, have a great week.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, bye.